Namaste. Thank you for joining this meeting today. May God always bless you with His light, love, truth, wisdom, compassion. I just wonder right now. We were talking a little bit in that before this meeting, no? Within the team. Based on that, I wonder that uh, anything fundamentally, like there seems to be some kind of fundamental trouble in which we are as a person, no? When we have started becoming aware, no? When we are searching, no? When we are seeking, no? As if we have some kind of fundamental struggle or trouble, some kind of suffering basically is going on. So I want to wonder, I have this feeling to wonder right now that are we suffering by what we have and what we are experiencing, or are we suffering by what we are? Are we suffering by what we have or what we are experiencing, or are we suffering by what we are? This question really going to give us the right direction, like a right path on the within the spiritual path. It is going to give us the right path that how to get maximum from the spiritual effort. Are we troubled by what we have and what, or let's say, are we troubled by what we are experiencing? No, we can say like this. Are we troubled by what we are experiencing, or are we troubled by what we are, the experiencer who is experiencing it? Generally, it is found that we are troubled by what we are experiencing. And during this time, uh, if it is clear to us that what I am experiencing right now is not okay and it should be so and so in this way and that way, then there is a possibility that we may bring our energies of body mind or life situations or relation with life to such a state where we can reproduce that experience which we are missing, which we are saying is a good experience. No? And by the way, which we are doing, by the way, this we are doing anyway, continuously. But we can do it consciously also, no? But if we are clear that we are troubled by what we are, not what we are experiencing, we are troubled by that very identity or entity of the experiencer that we are, who is experiencing. We are not troubled by the experiences. Then something else needs to be done. No? I want to invite you. I'm inviting you right now. That can you allow yourself to look deeply right now into yourself? That are you troubled by what you are experiencing, or are you troubled by being that specific experiencer, and specific experiencer of everything? Like, is there a self judgment? Is there a self guilt or self beating or you know desire to be something else than who you are, or the desire is to change the experience only? This simple exploration and guiding together can bring so much light of truth, light of awareness inside us. We are not fixing anything right now. We are not trying to fix things, change things. We are just trying to look deeply what is the case. So anyone of you feeling that you want to join me here in this, let us continue. Just look deeply, feel deeply inside you, because it is you who has to question, it is you who has to answer. No? So question is what I am giving to you. You have not created this question. Answer is what you are going to get out of your own self. No? So my question to you is this. What is your question to, not me, to yourself? What is your question to yourself? Don't give me the question and the answer of it within yourself only, so that all of us can do it together, no? Right now. I will keep asking this question in different ways, or I will keep expressing a little bit so that you can clearly, you can be assisted in a way. There is a possibility that we are not having a very healthy experience of the physical body right now. And if it changes, we will be happy, supremely happy. Is it so? Can we check? Or maybe we have some kind of stress, confusion, entanglement, like knots in the mind, and when they will be removed, we will be happy, supremely. Is it so? We have many knots and grudges in the heart, the feelings not not so nice, emotional flow not flowing as we want it to flow, not as pure as we want it to be. And when it all will be corrected, we will become supremely happy. Is it so? So are we saying that my happiness is basically blocked by my experiences right now? If my experiences change, my happiness will return to me, to my heart, to my being. Are we saying like this? Are we accepting it like this? And if it is so also, it's fine. But are you saying that you don't have any experience of your own self? Like in the experience, in this particular experience of this moment, are you saying that you are not contributing anything from your own nature? Everything that you are experiencing is external only? Are you saying like this? Or is there any contribution of your own nature, of your own taste of being? Is the experiencer contributing in any way to the experience? In the experiencing, no? When we are experiencing right now. What is the taste of the experiencer? Is there any taste of experiencer? Is there any experience of the experiencer? Can the experiencer be experienced here? Just for exploration, for within this guiding. I'm asking you, the experiencer of everything, can you experience yourself? And let's not think about it. Let's actually try it. And I want to say, yes, it is possible. It is possible to experience ourselves. We are in a very special state of being. This state is called dualistic state. No? This dualistic state enables us to experience everything which is external to us and internal also. It also enables us to experience who we are. It is like a mirror which shows what is outside of this world, which also shows who we are. So it is possible from within the same duality or dualistic experience or individual self, this same separate self separates us from everything, others. It also separates us from ourselves also. But this can work as a medium for us to experience who we are. This is why we actually can experience ourselves also. So what is our taste of being? Who we are? What is our taste? if we are coming from the shaky ground of the experiences, then the taste of our being will be like stillness. It most probably can be experienced like stillness, because there is no actual experience of our own being. Only the background of experiences is to be used to experience who we are as a contrast. So, stillness is the closest experience of our own being in relation to the shakiness of body mind. So, if our body mind is in a shaky state right now, it is not a bad state for experiencing who we are. Rather, it's a perfect state. Because our being does not require our body mind to be less shaky. However, to experience the world outside of the body mind, we need a stable body mind. But to experience the experiencer that we are, of this shaky body mind, let's say, it will provide enough stillness to experience the shakiness, to experience the stillness, and to know that I am beyond both. If we are coming from a very deep sense of suffering into the experience of the self that we are, then we will experience ourself as bliss, as joy, as happiness, the opposite of suffering. Although this is not really our ultimate experience of the being. This is how we experience ourselves from the context of suffering. If, let's say, we are not troubled by anything in the experience, there must be some of you who are not troubled by anything in the experience, because I know some of you are there. Then when you turn towards who you are, how do you experience yourself? What is your taste? Then your taste is more like silence. Your taste is more like emptiness, like nothingness. Taste is there, like you are still experiencing something very subtle, but more like silence, more like an open sky. So based on the point of view, based on the state in which we have been living in the experience, the self is being experienced. That we are, the experiencer is the self. I ask you the same question again, which I asked in the beginning. Are you troubled by the experiences being the way they are right now? Or are you troubled by the specific experiencer of all of them, the way you are? Now question again the same question. And see, a different meaning will reveal out of it and different clarity will happen internally. If you, the self, is trying to remain in a certain state of being, and that is causing stress and trouble to you, it will be highlighted here. If you, the self, is troubled by the experiences only, however, you are living in your true state already and oftentimes, if not always, it will also be highlighted here through this questioning. Allow this internal questioning to take place right now. There is a possibility that we may encounter, or we may respond to this question differently. So I'm trying to cover that also now. It may feel like I'm not the experiencer. It is just experiencing happening. No, it may feel like this. But who are you? You are the one who is aware of it, or you are that which is you are the awareness of it, right? So what is your taste? Do you have any taste? Can you experience? Can you, the awareness of the very experiencing, experience yourself? Do not dismiss it. Try it. Because there is no such thing as awareness only. It is the awareness being, the being which is aware. No? What is the taste of being? Because that which exists can be tasted also in some way. No? This is the very quest of the very being of life. This is the very desire in the very heart of the being of life. Can I experience myself? The ultimate experiencer of everything, ultimate knower of everything. Can I experience myself? What is my taste? What is my experience? For last few seconds, let us enjoy ourself. Let us live ourself wherever we have reached, whoever we are, whoever we have discovered ourselves to be. No? Let us live ourselves now for few seconds. Thank you. In any of the ancient text, or by anyone who has tasted the our own being, tasted their own self, no, never said that it cannot be tasted. They never said it cannot be experienced. They only said it cannot be expressed what I'm experiencing. No, but it doesn't mean that it cannot be experienced. No? Because this is the trick of one of the tricks of the ego also, that it cannot be experienced. So I don't think I can try. Anyone who has tried to experience themselves were able to experience themselves, were able to taste themselves, no? But they were not able to express what they are tasting. No? Yeah. So now anyone, you are very, very welcome. You can talk if you want to talk on this topic or any other topic. David, you want to talk?
Yes, hello Rajee.
Hello, David.
So during the guiding, I noticed that what I suffer mostly these days is what I am, who I am, who I experience myself to be. And there's a thread there because there's been a lot of physical difficulties for me and other stuff going on, and that what I take myself to be experiences these things through a particular lens. And I notice as well that sometimes when I feel better, even joy, there's still that sense of self, which is poisoning the experience in a way. It's like something like hunting in the soul. Yeah, if you could give me some guidance, please.
Uh, uh, Here, what I feel is a common experience, maybe not common like for everyone, but those who start going deeper in the purity of their being, they experience it like this. That as if there are imprints in the soul, imprints of uh, some kind of conditioning, you can say, which which were adopted, embraced, and kept like that, which are giving the being, the soul is experiencing itself in some other way than its true nature. The key here is to be more clearly aware of who you are and what you are experiencing. Because when you are experiencing yourself, it is possible to experience ourself, but not in a discontinuous manner. There's one thing I want to add here, share something with all of you, that we are able to experience ourselves little bit sometime. Then we are not able to experience ourselves. Is it not true? In meditation, we are able to experience ourselves. In satsang, we are able to experience ourselves, or in our own sitting and dhyan and satsang, and then we are not able to. How we are not able to experience ourselves? This is that mechanism I want to highlight. And who we are, who is not able to experience ourselves. In Hindi, we have two words. One is for experience, one is for experiencing. Anubhav, Anubhuti. Experiencing or Anubhuti is applicable to experiencing who we are. Experience, Anubhav, is applicable to anything and everything else that is external to us, including our body, mind, thoughts, feelings, emotions, and states. But how we are able to experience ourselves then, that time? Sometime we are able to experience ourselves and other time we are not. How? Actually, we are still the same pure being with imprints. And somehow internally we are able to turn towards who we are during this time and actually purely experience ourselves. Then that turning towards ourselves does not remain. It is not absorbed. Our our internal awareness kind of comes out again. And when it comes out means it looks out like light coming out of the projector. Then those imprints which are in the being are projected. And they create the sense that I am something else. Can you can you experience yourself without referring to anything else? If you are able to experience yourself without referring to anything else, whether it is an experience, whether it is an image, a thought, a feeling, then this is what is experiencing yourself. No? When you are troubled, let's say, David, by something, like I'm troubled by being who I am, then try to notice right now that it must be referring to something other than yourself. The self does not need to refer to anything other than itself in order to be itself, to experience itself. Check that right now. So this is what we call subtle mind or subtle ego is present inside us, in the being, which is not letting the being live its own purity. No, it's not letting itself live itself. No, So we need to again and again, I feel, understand what is the way to experience ourselves, the experiencer, or what is the way to remain true to who we are, the experiencer, remain in the truth or true nature of ourselves. That way is also something that need to include that understanding, that wisdom also, that that clarity also, that I cannot experience myself in this way, the way I am finding myself or experiencing myself. It has to be a experience separate from me. No? As long as doubt can enter inside us, doubt is a very useful thing here. Let us try to doubt here. Can myself, which I am experiencing, which I am myself right now, can any of it be separated from me? And doubt will serve the being, and it is going to remove or cut off the ego. Doubt cannot destroy or disturb the being. Doubt serves the being because it is just light. Being is not disturbed by light. Only that ego which lives in the darkness is disturbed. No? If that which can be disturbed inside us, let it be disturbed right now. In the direction of who we are. Is there anything that can be separated from me, which I am what I am right now, within this? Is there anything else, like try to understand, is there anything else other than myself in myself right now? In the core of myself, is there anything else other than myself? There are thoughts, feelings and everything, but they are not myself. In this statement, myself, is there anything else mixed? That mixed is the impurity, imprint, or the misunderstanding producing an experience of who we are. You don't need to think about who you are. You don't need to imagine who you are. You don't need to make effort to experience who you are also. Do not make effort, just remain without effort, alert but not making effort. Then you will start experiencing yourself. No? So there must be some effort also. Being, having imprints plus effort. If no effort, even the imprints cannot touch you, cannot do anything, because they cannot produce anything about you. When nothing, no image about you is being produced, then you are living as the imageless self that you are. Yeah? Are you able to connect to this, what I'm sharing?
Yes. So I can sense uh, that I am swayed by doubt, that I do get mixed with doubt quite easily, especially when the experiences become quite difficult. And that doubt, I think at the root, it can get mixed with many different layers from the root. From the root seems that there's a fear of suffering, a belief that I can suffer, and then there's also a strong pull for the doer to believe suffering or try to, in some way, become, do something to become myself, to resolve things, and that activates a lot of things. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Um, that's what I'm seeing right now. I don't know.
No, no, you are right. See, what is happening is that you, let's say, have not lived the purity of your being yet, like the ultimate purity, where nothing is mixed. But relatively, you are living much more purity of your being in relation to how you are living, which is how it is for everyone. Slowly, we will become more into the purity of our own being and free from what we are mixed with. through effort or through unconscious attachment. But yet, as if you have not tasted the purest state of your being yet, in a way. That's why you are always going to the most stable previous version of it, and from there trying to fix things. Once you will experience the purity of your being, which is why I insist continuously when we talk, no? Something new will open up in you, like as if that this aspect of you, which is the individual aspect, will try to still make best use of how things are and it will try to create a center out of this chaos, within this chaos, no? But something which is beyond the centeredness and chaos, it has been revealed now, which is all the time not affected by anything that happens. All the time, not affected by anything that happens, not touched at all by anything that happens, not stained by anything that happened, have never been stained by anything also. So that has to be discovered somehow, revealed inside us in a way. Why or and how? If we can allow ourselves to leave, leave even this purest, seemingly purest state of our own being for even more purer state in a way, or the ultimately pure state of being. Try to again and again understand that you do not need to become anything in order to experience the truth of who you are. And you can generally not live the practical life or activity without becoming something. No, you cannot. Have to become something because that's where we are playing a role. So, becoming something is connected to activity of life, and it is totally fine. We should not feel good or bad about it. No, but we should learn to separate it, differentiate also. That being who I am truly and playing as who I am playing now are two different things. And they have got too mixed with the being that you are, that even when you are living as who you are in your understanding, you are still continuing playing as something. Like a effort of remaining as something is still present. Detect that effort and let it go when you are experiencing yourself. So you remain, you are very much here, you are not going to sleep or deep state or anything. Very normal, present, just sensing. Am I making any effort to live, to be myself right now? And most probably you are going to find out that yes, I am. And let it go now. And this let it go is not a advice, it's an invitation. You have to take the call. Everybody will take the call now. Remember this. I'm not advising anyone. I'm just showing you the path. If you want to walk, you can walk now. So you are the self which is continuously making effort to remain as somebody which you are taking yourself to be. No? Now you are being aware that hey, I'm making effort to remain as somebody. But this same approach cannot be applied to living the truth of who I am. I cannot become my true self. I can only unbecome my false self. False self being that self which I maintain through effort. And already you will start experiencing that what we generally call emptiness, purity of being. It is pure, being experienced, but you cannot report any quality, any attributes, any state, any colors, anything. This is pure joy, this is pure bliss here, pure truth, pure beauty here. But it cannot be yours. It cannot be yours. Remember this, David. You can belong to it. It cannot belong to you. You cannot possess it. It can. You can surrender yourself to it. Uh, in Hindi, we have this word for enlightenment, with buddhatva ko upalabdh ho jana, which basically means to become available for enlightenment, for truth. So this is truth. When we let go, we enter into truth. We taste the truth of being. And we, the sense of individual, can surrender itself to it when it wants to, or can continue tasting it only. If it allow itself to be surrendered to itself, to this pure being, then it will become one with it. It will merge with it. The truth of the one being will be revealed in the individual body mind, in the individual form, but there will not be any individual self now. Do you follow what I'm saying, David?
Yes, I do. I think for me, right now I'm not very active in terms of I'm not working right now, so my life is not really about trying to do things in the world so much. But my doing is very much uh, in this trying to escape suffering, basically, and that is this trying to understand, trying to do everything everything I can to not suffer.
Understand.
And that is yeah, from what I understand, that's keeping going. By not letting me live myself, face myself.
I did not hear well.
This doing that is stopping me from relaxing into my real self.
Yes.
It's difficult in a sense for me because I guess there's such a when suffering arises, there's such a impulse to want to fix it or to do something about it, and to let go of that is sort of like I don't know. It's just the compulsion. But yeah, I understand.
True. See, I see two aspects of it, two part of this what is happening. That the suffering is arising. Suffering, like if there is continuous suffering, obviously there will be a natural response of the body, mind, and individual state to remove it. No, it's natural. It's very natural. There is nothing ugly, bad, or non-spiritual about it. So I feel this should and this would continue anyway. It is part of surviving as an individual. No? Whenever the individual has to survive, it has to fight back with the suffering. It has to try to remove it, no? So that it can go back to the healthy flow of energies. Suffering means the flow of energy is not healthy. No? So this is very natural. So you should do everything for trying to remove the suffering, whatever is in your capacity and understanding. But there is one suffering which happens to some beings, and I sense that somehow that suffering is happening to you also. Meaning, there is a one suffering happening to the body mind level, at the body mind level, and there is another suffering happening to you also, the self. That suffering basically is like an indicator to turn towards who you are, to discover who you are also. And that suffering is not a problem and cannot be removed. That suffering is a help or an indicator, and that has to be used, then only it can be removed. Guruji is pointing, no, that find out who is suffering. This finding out who is suffering is the way to utilize the suffering to transcend it into who we are. Because the who, the true who, the one who exists, is not suffering even when there is the deepest possible suffering happening in the body mind. So let us accept that yes, my body mind is suffering very much. But am I suffering? Where generally we are spending so much energy in trying to reject that no, 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 I'm not suffering, my body is not suffering, my mind is not suffering. No, there is no need for that. Let us be natural and true to ourselves, to, to the existence. That no, my body is suffering. A lot of suffering is happening inside. But am I suffering? Let us spend few minutes every day also, no, in this. Right now also, no. This is the point. And this is the turning point. This is the turning point, David. That you the self is identified with the body mind. This is what is identification. That I'm only limited to my body mind only. And whatever I'm experiencing in the body mind is the maximum I can experience. There is a breakthrough possible here. A revelation of the deeper self possible here. Another aspect can be revealed here of you, which is not affected even when suffering is going on. Revelation of truth does not deny that body mind is fragile or you know or prone to changes and disturbances of life. Possibility is there. No, it doesn't deny at all. It accepts the nature of body mind very much as it actually is. No? But it does not say that I am the body mind. It says that no, I am knowing myself something different than body mind. Part of myself is mixed with body mind, but aspect or part of myself is not mixed with the body mind also. So this you who is mixed with the body mind and experiencing suffering has the capacity to turn towards yourself. Like you have a way to exit the body mind and suffering for a moment. But the way cannot be using the body mind energies. They are limited to the body mind only. They will not be able to go out of body mind. Their thoughts of the mind cannot take you out of the thoughts of the mind. Feelings cannot take us beyond the field of feelings. There is only one thing that can take you out of it, that is you yourself. Recognize yourself as the experiencer of the suffering and use this thread to turn towards who you are. Then you will find yourself out of the body-mind suffering, into who you are. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yes. So one experience I have is like in the body. It's like suffering in the body, burning sensations, which can go on for much of the day, which is one thing. But I can hear you say that this other suffering, which is in myself, is what I can use to know myself. And I can see that that suffering that's been in myself the last few months, I have been using it more and more. So I'll continue with that.
Yes. Burning sensation, for example, is a common experience also. When our energies are not balanced or flexible enough, and then the being start waking up, it produces so much light that is turned or experienced as fire by the energies of body mind. That's where we feel this burning sensation also. But during this, I found that even for a moment, if we turn towards who we are, we feel such coolness which we have not experienced ever in life. Such sweetness which surpasses this whole continuous burning. So I'm not saying that once you start experiencing the sweetness, the beauty, the the joy and coolness of your being, that this burning will disappear. But it will become limited to the body mind only, and then you will know much easily, much more clearly, that what can be done about it and what to do to fix it. Because when you are peaceful, joyful, you can more easily understand things than when you are troubled. No? So this is a very a strange thing connected to awakening, that it happens to some beings like this. What I'm sharing is the best option in my understanding. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. So thank you. Very good. God bless you. I'm sure my love for you and my prayers for you will also help you a little bit. Deepa, you want to talk?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
Is it possible that, let's say, example, if you are getting angry, you can see yourself getting angry. The anger levels are not that, high as compared to that it used to be, but still you watch yourself being in that anger and you're still being in that state. And maybe because of the situation that demands you to be angry or demands you to, voice it out certain things, but you are not burning inside with that anger.
Yeah, it is possible, no? And I think it quite often it happens also. Probably what you are talking about is that I have not noticed myself noticing or seeing myself being angry. I want to ask you, who are you who has not noticed? And I'm purposefully asking this question. What is happening is that when we are reporting something like this, we are accepting that I am this limited self who has only limited awareness of things. Meaning the awareness of my mind is my awareness. I don't have more awareness than that. No. However, I am saying that no, it is not true. If you turn towards who you are and ask yourself who I am, your sense of limited self will kind of dissolve in a way, or will expand in a way into a more bigger self which has more awareness than this. Then you will notice that even when you are burning with the fire of anger, that time also you are aware of your anger and you being angry that time also. That time also you are aware.
Yes, so there are moments where I realize it, and still then, I get back and being in that angry state, and then I'm just flowing in that state.
True. So what is the confusion here? That you don't want
I
to
still
flow in this?
I
Why?
still don't know who I am.
That's not a difficult thing. We don't need to touch anger or flowing with anger or anything like this for that, no? You see what I'm saying? These are two different things, no? Can it be that because you don't know who you are, that's why you are flowing with the anger? You are saying yes. If it is yes, then let us spend time in discovering who we are rather than trying to stop ourselves from flowing in anger, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Because there are there are all the arrangements in society and our coexistence to stop us from expressing our anger too much or not. We should that we should not express anger and everything. I'm not never saying like that. We should be very loving and kind towards everyone. But when it comes to choice that how to spend my energy right now between trying to discover who I am and trying to just change my behavior, I would prefer that let us discover who we are. Then fundamental change will come from inside. Because that which we are angry at, let's say, someone who we are angry at or angry with, when found to be our own being, you may still be angry, but there will be so much love coming out of you in this anger that will reach to that being who you are angry at, no? And they will be able to feel your love in that anger. No? And you will not be troubled really by your anger so much now. Because sometimes anger could be an actual thing, like a necessity of the situation. No? Like no option life is finding to deal with, respond to this situation, let's say. Then it will express itself through anger also. No? Which does not mean that it's a bad thing. A asleep experiencer is not nice. A asleep expresser is also not nice. So it is okay to express through anger, but it is not okay to be asleep towards who we are. No? Because if we are asleep towards who we are asleep towards who others are also. Then not only our anger is false, our love is also not so deep, no? Not so true, no? My love for you can be only as deep as my knowledge about who I am is, no? If I know myself as the being, then my love for you is for the being that you are. If I know myself only as much as a person, then my love for you will be for the person that I take you to be also, or not. So I'm not really interested in discussing anger or no anger. These are expressions of the being, no? I'm interested in some fundamental work that we can do now, no? Which is only possible when you turn towards who you are. And this self that we are is not more self when we are angry, or not less self when we are angry also. So there is no one who can really give an excuse that sorry, I'm angry right now, so I cannot ask who I am. Even in the anger, we can ask who I am, who is angry, and then you will see the power of this simple questioning who I am. No? As if you are supporting, giving momentum or energy to the anger, and you have, as soon as you withdraw, something very fundamental will just fall flat, most probably in most of the cases. Like the balloon has been punctured, as if. So what do you say?
I guess this questioning, I have been questioning myself lately, who I am. And there have been situations where the situation demand you to be, act a certain way to get things done. But then how to not get caught up? How to just, I know, but then I don't want to continue it for, the entire day. It shouldn't be the flow.
See, the answer to this question that how to not get up in the how to not get caught up in the activities within the flow of life. No, the answer to it is that let us discover how we get caught up. No? Unless we understand how we get caught up, we cannot really find the ultimate answer how to not get caught up, or solution to not get caught up ever, isn't it? So let us discover how we get caught up in the activities. No? If you have any inputs, please give me. Then I will share.
I feel it starts with in a certain situation, I have attached myself to a specific emotion about that person or about that similar situation. That's where it all starts.
True. It is true. So what happens in this case? Emotion, thought, understanding or belief, projection about a certain person is coming from the past. And it is not coming from the past as in the training that we have or the wisdom that we have attained from the past. It is more a conditioning coming from the past. Conditioning means that training which is not essential, which is not contributing, which is only downgrading our present experience and expression. So that got mixed up, meaning it is taking up part of ourself. It is consuming part of ourself and our energy already. Already we are less of ourself and less with less of our energy to connect or to meet this particular activity. And also we are biased. So we are weak, limited, and biased. Then with this already present stickiness inside the being, we will not be able to be complete and total in what we are doing. We will not be able to justify it somehow. Like in the being, we will feel that no, I did not justify it. I could not really do justice to my doing towards it, and that also will create more sense of discontentment inside us now that I could have done better. Then let's move to next activity of the day. Now we have the attachment and stickiness which was there in the previous activity, and also now we have the sense of incompletion that I could have done better. Now we will be less total in this activity. We will be doing less justice to this activity also now, because in terms of how much we are devoting our energy and ourselves to it. Not that we are being forced by somebody. No, we have decided ourselves to do something. It's just that we are less available now. Now this will also create a sense of incompletion inside us. And like this, a pool of sense of incompletion is created inside us. That pool is what we call ego. A part of that is that flavor of that is present in the ego mind. No? The sense of incompletion. I could have done better, but where to break it? This is the question. So now we know how we get caught up. Now let us know how to not get caught up. Okay. How to not get up, how to not get caught up basically lies in how to break out of this circle. We are in a circle. We are not caught up in particular one event or activity. We are caught up in a circle, in a way of doing, way of meeting life. We have to change the very way of meeting life. No? That's the only way. That's the way to break out of that circle. No? Once we break out of that circle, we will be naturally total into what we will be doing, as much as we want to do, contribute to it. Then we will not have the feeling, oh, I could have done better. And we will not have that stickiness already also, no? Or judgment or bias. We will not have a bias already towards it. No? We will be more fresh, like, okay, let me see. Like if somebody is stupid, somebody is stupid. If somebody is wise, somebody is wise. Somebody is kind, somebody is kind. If somebody is cruel, somebody is cruel. No? Like innocent but wise being. Not childish but childlike. Childlike, innocent, but wise being. No? The way to get out of in this circle of incompletion is the same way which is the way to get out of ego. Because ego is nothing but a circle of incompletion. It is the same way. That way is to try to be as total as you can right now, as neutral as you can right now in what you are doing. This is the way. And at the same time, every day, whenever you have time, spend some time in questioning who I am. Through that, you will slip out of this state of ego identity. No, there are two things. One is the ego mind, another is the ego identity. Ego mind is the way of meeting life. Identity is what we take ourselves to be during this time when we have not discovered ourselves. So not only we are not living as ourselves, we are not living who we are also. by meeting this moment as totally as we can, we will start changing the way we are meeting life up to some degree, only up to some degree. Not fundamental change will happen yet. But this will contribute a lot in self-inquiry also. And self-inquiry will contribute a lot in this also now. So for some time every day, inquire who I am. Slip out of being who you are also during this time. This one who is discontented, this one who want to grow, this one who want to change. Slip out of this whole thing into the purity of your being, where there is a pure existence of you, which is not demanding anything to be other than how it is right now. And the war will continue after that. And once you come out of it, the war will continue. But this time it will be a more sweeter and sweeter war. Now you have discovered the bliss of your being, the beauty, the truth of who you are. Now you will be more playful towards this, caught up in the circle of discontentment and ego. And you will be much easily able to get out of it. You will get out of it much easily. These are the 2 points. Totality in what we are doing as much as we can. Totality and neutrality. They all come in the one bag only, but I'm just trying to say in case something appeals to somebody and some other thing appeals to somebody else like this. Another is inquiring into who we are and living the truth of who we are more and more. This is the answer actually. What do you feel? Are you able to connect to this?
Yes, I am able to connect to this. Though there are certain situations where the stickiness is so deeply rooted that it's at times, hard, because you see that yes, this is the similar cycle repeating every time. Let's say you meet a person. You know that in the past certain things have happened in a certain way. The same things repeat. Same things. There's no change, the same cycle. You want to get out of it, but I don't know whether I have to complete that circle to get out of it, or how to not get caught in right away. So,
I found in this kind of situation, and not in this particular situation, but in general, this kind of confusion that arises in the being, uh, I found that as if life is trying to clarify something inside us, as if life is trying to bring some clarity inside us towards ourselves, towards this what we are doing, towards this person also, if there is any person involved. And as soon as that clarity comes, life situation start changing. Or we just get a wisdom, we turn away from it somewhere else. Yeah. Like we just find a solution basically. And as long as life is seeing something we are getting out of it, life will keep us in it. So that's why the more we become aware of who we are, the more we will get what life wants us to get from it sooner, much faster. Then we can get out of it much faster also. No? This is the importance of discovering who we are. Because we cannot get out of it without the permission of life. Because it will come in another phase. With another face mask, it will come. The same thing will come with another face mask. It will look like a different person, different situation, different environment, but it will be actually the essence of it will be same, like this.
you are so right in saying this.
So learn the lesson, otherwise you will have to appear in the same class again and again. Same student, same teacher, same board, same bench, everything same food, everything. Life is like this in some sense, you can say.
So it's like life will tell you that, okay, it's time to get out of it, and life will remove you from that situation automatically rather than me fighting to remove
Yeah,
myself.
totally. Because ultimately, who are you? Who managed to come in this situation? Did you do it, or it just you found it to be so? Are you finding yourself to be in this body and in this life, or you came in this body and in this life? So the one who has brought you here will also take you home or not? Or is taking you home already? It's just about opening our eyes, not doing more or less. It's about opening our eyes that who is doing everything. who I am is a most valuable question, really, in many for us, for the beings. No?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very, very good. Nice talking to you.
It's like I always wait for, the week to turn to Saturday, and here we are.
Yeah, it is like this. Because if it was not joy of life to experience and to explore truth, it would not happen. Me and you are two parts of one desire of life, one decision of life, one activity or expression of life. I don't see myself separate from this. As long as you see, you should question who I am. By questioning who I am, we don't become clear about who I am. We only become free from the confusion about who we think we are. We enter into the truth of who we are, basically. Then once we enter into the truth of who we are, there is so much more to know that you forget the question. Not only the question who I am, any and every question. Because there is so much to live, so much to know immediately. No barrier, no filters. All reality completely available, open for you. Very good, thank you. God bless you. Very, very good.
Pranam Rajee. Um, um, First of all, I want to thank you so much for guiding, for being a guide post of life itself. And as I be in satsang more with you, I see how stubborn I was, and
I was
I
just checking.
how stubborn I am and how patient you are.
Thank
So
you.
I really want to express my gratitude.
Sometime I really need it. Not today so much. Today is a very happy day. But thank you. I feel utilize this now. You know, we can say thank you and sorry to each other maybe at the end. No, thank you is fine. Thank you we can continue saying. Sorry we can say at the end maybe. But let's utilize this opportunity now. Because ego state comes in so many faces, in so many states, so many ways. Even in this, there is a possibility that some ego is mixed here, and which is going to keep us into this. Oh, how, you know? No, let's move on from it. As soon as you feel no chains bound, get into yourself now. You know, don't waste time now. You know what I mean? Like this. Because what happens? Why we get caught up by the ego? We keep waiting for the ego to come back and chain us. That's why. No, like I heard from Osho also, I experienced myself also during that sadhana period that in 24 hours every day, everyone becomes free from ego few times. Few times. First we need to develop eyes, how we become free, when we become free, and how we get caught up. No. As soon as we see those, and we need to have desire also to enter into the truth of who we are. No? Then during those times we can utilize them well. No? So use it well now.
Yeah, Rajee, thank you for this really beautiful pointer. Um, uh, uh, my question was about this uh, the self-inquiry, and you we did this retreat on self-awareness and self-inquiry, and the question was uh, who ask yourself who this experiencer is, and so what I started to notice is it became very easy to detach from the mind as I sat, but I also noticed that before getting into the question of who the experiencer is, oftentimes there is this small time of sleep. It's like there is nothing, there is like, and it feels like deep sleep uh, before I can really, then I wake up to it and I ask, then I ask the question, who am I? But by that time, it is so quiet that there is no answer. So I don't know if this is okay or what. So I wanted to ask you this.
It is okay. Sometime like we have done a lot of sadhana or we have lived life in a struggle, inner struggle continuously, most of us, before we reach to the spiritual path. No? It is okay to catch some break, no? Catch some breath and feel that joyfulness, peacefulness. No? It's okay. But don't think that it is the pure state of the self. Don't think that. It is only experience of resting. Experience of the self is freedom. Freedom is the experience of the self. No. Joy is not real experience of the self. Freedom is, no. Declaration. This is the declaration of the self that I am free. I am free means I am free always, in every state, in everything that I am experiencing. No. So until then, inquiry is necessary. Until the self experience is full. Let me just give you a perspective here. We use the word multiverse a lot nowadays. No? And let me help you, let me show you a multiverse within you. No? This is our ancient understanding of we have different kosh or different bodies within this physical body also. No? Body, subtler bodies, no? Like this. All these bodies can be seen like costume. What we call chakra. Chakra means a disc, like which is the, in one sense, center of that costume, to enter into that costume. No? Physical body is one costume. When we are doing physical activity, then we are wearing the physical costume. No? When we are doing mental activity and we think I am the thinker that time, like very rooted thinker, that time we are wearing the costume of the mind's body also, no? Manomaya kosh also. No? So all these bodies, all these clothes we are wearing, no? Off and on, more or less. One of them will be our prominent, like most used cloth. Like some are more mind heart centered, some are more heart centered. No, for example, we say like this. No? Basically, it means that they are using that cloth more often than usual, no? Than other cloths. No? Some people like physical health and exercise, gym and everything more, isn't it? Some more like mental exercise and thinking and logic and everything more, isn't it? Like this. And obviously using any body, any form, any cloth produces certain experiences of that consciousness level. That consciousness level is the multiverse. So within this life that we are experiencing, there are many multiverses already at the same time, exactly at the same time and place. Meaning different planes of consciousness are present here only. And we are going to experience many things, and that creates a lot of confusion also about who we are also. When we think, we become a thinker. When we use the physical body, we become physical, like as if I am a physical being. Do you see what I mean? Like we don't see the difference between the cloth and the one who is wearing it. No? Neither the cloth is false, and the one who is wearing is eternal truth, the self. The cloth is temporary, but true. True. It truly exists, but only temporarily, meaning it is fragile. It will change. It changes as time flows. No? What is time? A law, maybe, which forces everything to change so that things remain fresh. Otherwise, things will become dull and dead. No? Like a corpse everywhere. No? It's like a cleaning process, internal cleaning process. No? Also, in this whole thing, it is so simple to forget who we are. No? So even there are planes of consciousness which are so peaceful, so calm, that we will experience like silence there, like emptiness there. But still, it is a cloth we are wearing there. No? Do you see what I am saying? That's why a sincere seeker must continue inquiring until we become fully free. How we will know that I am fully free? Live the body. Do the body level activities and check, are you free or bound to the body? It's not a one-day job. Slowly you will know. Use the mind level. Wear the mind cloth of the thinking, and check, am I free or bound now? Before doing something, during doing something, after doing something. You wear the cloth of the emotions, do some activity, experience something, during, before and after, am I free or bound? This is how we know. No? And all of this activity of life, remaining life, will become like a mirror, like a support to show any misunderstanding that still lives inside us about who we are. No? We are a being who is like nothing, not a particular thing. We are a being without being anyone. That's why we can be anything that we become. We become the body when we are the body. When we become the thoughts when we wear the thoughts. We become the feelings when we wear the feelings. No? Like this. I hope that it is clear now. Meaning more clear than before. No?
Yeah, Rajee. So, so the way I understood the response was that the layers that you explained, they just all come to a state of rest when I'm sitting, and I'm not using any one of them, and at that time, and what my feeling is, and you said that you should still continue inquiring when the rest is.
This part I agree. Other part I want to do some correction. That when you are not doing anything with the body, does not mean that nothing will be happening in the body, because it is a existential cloth. It has to maintain itself alive. It's an alive thing. Body is an alive thing. So for the body to keep itself alive, it has to do many things. So it will continue doing those things that time when you will not be doing anything with the body. Mind also, all the other layer, all the kosh also, they will continue doing their work, their maintenance work, to clean, to make them better and to survive, while you will not be doing anything with them. Acknowledge this fact. Not that, okay, I have to freeze my mind, I have to freeze my thoughts and feelings or anything. No. Why? Clean anything if you want. Cleaning is fine. Balancing is fine. You know, like some drain pipe is broken and it is spoiling your living room. It's okay. Change it, no, fix it, repair it. All of that is fine. But you know, no need to break or no need to stop the flow of life from within ourselves. So this is where I wanted a correction, that when we just sit and do nothing does not mean that we are trying to freeze the thoughts and feelings or body or anything. We are just not engaged with anything. And through this we are going to withdraw our attachment and habitual attachment and actual internal identification with them. It will cause the breaking of the identification with the body. So we will start actually waking up to the reality that I am something other than the body. Hey, I'm not the body really. Like this, I'm something. I'm in the body, but I'm something. Who or what I am. Now the inquiry will become much more deeper and cleaner and effective also. Like this. Yeah, so very good. Thank you. Very, very good. Anna, you want to talk?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
To come back to the beginning of the satsang, when we did the exercise, what I have been noticing is that there is no suffering and there is no unhappiness or attachment, but there is still like subtle something between control and must to participate in life, in the daily situation. So my question to that would be, what would be a healthy participation? And also later when you were speaking to David, I was also noticing that there is some kind of impatience during the participation. And someone else asked also about the patience and thanked you for it. And I have to thank you too. I think I have a lot of patience, but not as much as you. and I can, but it's not about how others perceive that I have a lot of patience. It is that I feel that I still am many times very impatient. And I think this impatience comes just from not really being willing to participate, but I still have to, like at work or in the house, there's still things that have to be organized, said, and so on. And so this is this fine, like if you ask like the observer and the experiencer, what is the attachment, and this is still this attachment, or this is still this what is holding me back, what you asked in the beginning. And later in the satsang I could feel that all of that feels like a tight suit, tight, like when you wear clothes that are 2 sizes too small in a way. So any light on that? Thank you. Thank you for your patience with all of us.
Just a clarification that I feel still I had very, very less patience in my life, and I still have very less patience. It is just that I have much more passion for discovering and sharing the truth than my impatience. That's why it doesn't become active. No. That's why my passion for sharing the truth and living the truth with all of you remains dominant, and that impatience remains like sidelined in a way, no? So there is nothing great about it really. It's just about doing something with full love. Just about that. One thing that I would like to highlight here, what you were saying, on that topic. When you want to be free, when you the being want to be free, then you should understand one fundamental thing: incompletion. Incompletion is the way to remain bound. Completion is the way to become free. So whenever you sense any incompletion inside you, be aware of it and do something about it. So you are forced, let's say, you are pulled into the life situation or the role to play in this life, no? And you don't feel like doing it. You are pulled means what? Who pulled you? There is no power in this world which can pull you really. You are the self. You are not pulled by somebody. You are pulled by your own internal decision at the core of being. That it makes sense that even if it doesn't feel nice, I should do it. No. So at the core level, you yourself have decided to do it. There is no power which can pull you really in anything without your permission, without your will. No. But now that you have decided, or let's say you have been pulled, your best option, if you want to be free, is not to run away from it. Because if you could, you would have run away from it already, no? So you could not run away, whether because of your own internal decision, which maybe you are not aware at the conscious mind level, or because you did not find any better way, any other way, no? But now you are here. Now don't run away from it. This is the key. Now kind of face it completely. Let it face the fire of who you are, and you face the fire of it. This is going to bring completion in you. This is going to remove the seeds of incompletion. Seeds of incompletion or seeds of ego are the same thing. Because there are seeds of ego which life want to burn. That's why we are pulled into certain situation which we may not like sometime. Because there will be a friction, a heat created, which will burn the seeds of ego. No? Totality is the way. Totality, even if it is not feeling nice. That's what I mean. Because it will not feel nice, obviously. I'm trapped, I'm pulled. No. And who is saying I'm trapped, I'm pulled is the ego. Ego means incompletion. Incompletion has to be understood really very deeply. Otherwise, we cannot understand universe, how it functions. What is duality, what is non-duality cannot be understood without that. No? Yeah, go ahead.
But then basically this participation is all coming from ego, if I look at it like you just said, because ego is the one who feels incompletion and is pulled to participate.
Yeah, that's fine. But if you, even if you are doing egoic things from the origin of the ego, totally, it will not be egoic anymore. It will cause ego to be removed. Egoic energies, egoic activities can be used to remove the ego. No? Totality is the key, because which is not the power of ego. Bring in the power of self here. No? This is the point. Why you are letting it remain egoic activity when you have discovered the self? No? Why don't you bring in yourself in it also? No? Why you are keeping yourself separate from it? No? Because if you could keep yourself separate from it, you would be in bliss of the self already, watching the activity happening. But you could not do that. Now if you could not do that, now don't save yourself from it, no? This is my point. Now by trying to save yourself, you are living in an unnecessary struggle, inner struggle. That this is ego. There is no such thing as ego or self, ever. There is only incompletion or completion. There is no ego anywhere. In anyone. There are egoic energies, egoic mind, and a misunderstanding. The self forgets itself, identifies with itself, itself with that body mind, like that. Do you follow what I'm saying? Or are you saying something else? Maybe I'm missing it. Please tell me.
No, it is exactly like if I would not have these roles, then the struggle or action would be something else, like what David was describing, wanting to stop the suffering or something. So I'm going to use the roles and the situations that I have.
Yeah.
It was just about this healthy participation, because sometimes it feels just like I don't want to participate at all, or like the healthiest thing would be really just to
But
be
that's
in
the
my.
option, no? You, the self,
Yes.
always have that option, no? Just sit in your being and don't do anything. No? Can anything move you from there? That's my question, by the way, to all of us. No, that can the self, which has settled in itself and enjoying its bliss, can it be moved by anything that happens in the body, mind, and life? And if yes, how and why? How it will happen? Let's discover. So, what you are asking for, what you are desiring, why don't you do that? This is also my question. So, as if there is a confusion still in you, like a incompletion in your desire for it also. I heard Ramana Maharshi was living in cave, no cave, or under, somewhere where there were scorpions and things like this, lizard and all. And for 1 year, 2 year, he was just like this, in the bliss of being, and consumed, just sitting in the being, not moving at all. Many beings have done like this. So who is stopping you from doing that? Think about it. I'm not saying that you should do it, that give up your life or anything. I'm not never saying that. We don't have these kind of options. It is our misunderstanding that I'm doing it and I can stop doing it. I'm saying wake up. Who is doing and what? For any reason, we should not postpone self-realization, I feel. Because that is never in the way of flow of life. Flow of life is in service to that actually. Why then flow of life will be against discovering who we are? Flow of life means everything included in it. The internal struggle, the confusions, the sense of contractedness, pain, and everything.
It is just the story with the monkey. It is the monkey pull of yeah. I pull myself like yeah, and the propaganda that it has is that if I stay as the self, I will be I'm selfish and not loving and and not caring. Yes.
I want to tell you one secret, which just came to me like a blessing, like a grace. In my teenage, I was working somewhere, and I suddenly this witnessing self woke up in me, while I was doing everything more totally or better than before, and yet I was very clearly, absolutely watching myself, also doing myself. It was a very strange experience, but it was so sudden and complete in itself that doubt did not come. Like, hey, who I am, which one I am. So it continued for as long as I remember, 15 minutes or half an hour, which is a long time, really. No, 15 minutes. We can say 15 minutes. And this is where I learned something, and which I am trying to convey to you also. If you can be total into what you are doing, you will not be lost in what you are doing. You will be saved from it. You are lost in it only as long as you are saving yourself from it. We are lost in the word only as long as we are saving ourselves from the word. Or we are lost in the experience as long as we are saving ourselves from the experience. Trying to save ourselves from the experiences, trying to save the false self that we think we are, and not letting the true truth of who we are be revealed in us. Challenge yourself. Not half-heartedly doing something. Nobody can get anything out of it. No, not like that. That okay, I have to force myself to do this. Not, you don't have to force. Understand and do it. No. So doing and self are not, self-realization are not really against each other. That's why I'm saying again and again, try to understand incompletion. Incompletion in desire, incompletion in activity, incompletion in seeing, incompletion in being, incompletion in experiencing, knowing, everything. Everywhere this incompletion is going on, that is causing the ego. No? And that incompletion, when has served its purpose, becomes a burden, creates bitter taste in the being. No? And that's where it is time for it to let it go now. No? But it does not mean that the incompletion is not there still. Still it is going to be there. Only God is complete. No one else is complete. No? Everyone else who is present in the form is incomplete in one way or the other. No? But it is all divine incompletion. It's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? So thank you. Please say anything else.
It is about the effort. It is not, there is two different kinds of efforts. This is how I see it. There is this effort of trying to be something that I'm not. And this is the one that is being retracted more and more, and beautifully, thank God. Thank you also. And there is an effort of, like what you say, of doing things completely and spending ourselves. And there is still sometimes and somehow some kind of, maybe not completely clarity.
Yes. Let me share with you some understanding which may be sometime mostly misunderstood also. I'm just taking some chance here that let's see. In the ancient understandings, a seeker of truth is someone like a sadhak, someone who is trying to balance itself. Sadhak, sadhana basically means trying to balance. That's all. What technique, practice is all secondary. Primary is outcome has to be balance. What balance? Balance means remaining centered, remaining focused, remaining one, remaining less divided, less divided, less divided. So the same sadhak does not necessarily mean that we have misunderstanding that every seeker of truth or sadhak has to renounce the word or would renounce the word and will not do any worldly activity. No. I met one rickshaw puller in Delhi. I was with him, and he started talking to me that, and it became like it was revealed that he is actually a rich man from a village, nearby village in Delhi. Rich means like really rich. I said, why you are then pulling rickshaw like this? He said, my guru said like this, that you have to earn money by, doing this kind of labor job and like this for 2 years. That's why I'm doing it. Very simply, very simply. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. I was like, oh, wow, what a dedication towards sadhana. Like I am rich did not come in the way. Why I have to earn did not come in the way. He was true to his sadhana, his decision. He remained that undivided seeker, undivided sadhak, no? During this sadhana. Even if he is talking to everybody and, all whole time, like there is no time for meditation and anything. And he said that before that I used to sit and meditate with my guru, and I was very quiet and peaceful. And then he said, you have to burn all this energy in this big city and like this. I said, okay. So, who is troubled in your practical life situation most probably is not the seeker that you are. It's something else. And if it is, check. A seeker is not afraid. Seeker is not so conservative and fragile. Oh my God, I will be broken if I touch this, if I do this. No. A very robust. Seeker is a very robust state of being. I found myself actually meditating here, and when I used to feel that I'm not getting much out of here, no, in Pune, it's most beautiful, like heaven, no, it was like heaven that time for me. I used to go to Delhi to burn in the. Actually, there was a lot of heat also that time. Burn in the heat, and it used to be very stressful that time in Delhi. So all that stress, and so that something can shake in me, so that more space is created, no. Because that's all of my sadhana was not able to create that space, let's say. So I used to do like this. Seeker is not fragile, oh my God. No, this is ego's demand and desires. Soft, gentle. Not really. This is not a seeker. This is not a sadhak, no, who is determined, who is clear about things. No. So, a state of a seeker really is the state of being only. It has just started and it's going to reach for sure. I'm just sharing this with you that maybe there is something in it for you. I'm not suggesting you or advising you anything. The self does not have any weakness. Body, mind, everything has some weakness. No? They are not ultimate, like they have some weaknesses, some strength. The self has no weakness. Thank you. God bless you. I'm just sharing these things with all of you with the hope that they will work like a mirror and you will be able to see some blind spot in you. You are the self. Who is listening to me? You are the self, no? Who is listening to me? That something may be seen by you, and then you can so quickly become free from those things in which you find yourself to be caught up and trying to get out of it. No? For example, my declaration always is that on the path of spirituality, we have no possibility of suffering ever. Nobody can ever suffer. This is my declaration actually. But I still see people suffering. Why they are suffering? What is that causing them suffer? Meaning, this is not my experience that we suffer. It does not mean that I did not struggle. I struggled very much as I could or I wanted to, no? Like did all the hard work. But suffering is a different thing. So why anyone who on the spiritual path suffers? In reality, why anyone suffers actually in life is not because of life, is not because of being, or not because of being ego. All the state of the self are within the will of God only. You cannot be suddenly the self out of ego. You cannot be the ego out of the self suddenly also. Going against the will of God is the only cause of suffering. How we go against the will of God? That is dividedness. Dividedness means separation from the God's will. Thinking I am independent, thinking I am separate, I can do. If you feel you can think before that who I am, and you will become clear. that I am within the will of God. Within the will of God means within the being of God. We are within the being of God. There is only one self, that is the being of the God, and within that we are this individual self. No? Do you see what I am saying? Where is place for suffering? Suffering can be an experience, cannot be a reality. Suffering is not a reality. Challenge, pain, everything is a reality, real experience. But suffering is that which is not a real experience. Did you come by your own will here? Were you born by your own will? Did we apply for it that I want to be born like this, like Anna? No. In here, no, like this. We did not. Would it not make sense to wake up enough to realize these things first before we start complaining about life? Yeah. And once we start turning towards who we are, we feel blessed more than feeling complain or something, no, in life. We feel blessed for what we have. And we don't feel complain for what we don't have, because we don't have any outlook like this, no? That, hey, I don't have this. So are we feeling blessed? Are we feeling thankful, grateful for what we have? That's the state of being. Are we complaining? That's the state of person, no? Ego, no? Let's think about it. Thank you. Ojas, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
Thank you so much. I'll just interact with you shortly, maybe give somebody else a chance also. I had some insight. By the way, like doing some activity, physical activity, I think you had also suggested, like some dance similar to, Osho's like active, then followed by sitting, I feel is really good because kind of releases the energy and I can be more grounded. So one of those times I had some insight, like a different framework, and just wanted to check with you if it's okay. Like instead of experiencer, that I'm a dreamer and this whole thing is a dream. And so it's easier to disconnect or to dismiss anything that is happening, the other people, emotions, activities, that then it's like, but it is dream. So who is the dreamer? Like that. Kind of very similar to how you are saying, all of it is experience and who is the experiencer, and can always kind of bring me back to, just wanted to hear if that's okay.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. What you are saying is very beautiful. Huh? Because it will be revealed in us. Maybe it is not revealed in its entirety. Maybe it is not revealed fully, but it has been revealed even at the thought level, even at the feeling level. Because what is the truth of the experience? Is truth of the experience not dependent on the truth of the experiencer? Yes, it is. If the experiencer is not there, we can never say whether the experience was there or not. And is experience not the declaration of the experiencer? Experiencer is never saying that what exists. It is saying what I am experiencing out of what exists. Is it not true? Those who experience what exists are called the awakened beings, no? They are perceiving purely as life is, no? As truth is. No? So the experience is the declaration of the experiencer. and the declaration is based on what it thinks about itself, what it knows about anything and everything. And all of that is added to what is being experienced. And that is what is distorting. It is creating a distortion in what is being experienced. So it is not being experienced as it actually is. This is what can be said the dream. Dream means projection. Experiencer is projecting onto the experience. And why? Because it is sleeping, no? Sleeping about itself and dreaming about itself and about everything else. Would you like to say something?
Thank you, Ji, for the clarification. I still have some confusion around who is the dreamer, maybe let's say the ultimate dreamer or self or experiencer, and individual, and how they are connected. Maybe the character who is playing this.
Oh. So the individual basically is the desire of the oneself to experience itself as individual, which is manifested as a sense of the self called I am, no? In this particular form, or the particular form also has been created out of that desire to live as an individual. No? But who is living is the true self only, one self only, not the self which has not been divided into two. But it wants to experience itself as a separate self from itself, and separate self from other selves also, like this. So other selves are also there, other forms are also there through which it is living. Like through me it says, hey Ojas, through you it says, hey Rajee, like this. And as you will become quiet in your being and free from confusion about who you are, or free from any knowledge about who you are, this truth will be revealed in you so naturally that, hey, it's the same thing, it's a one being. So the individual self is this. Self is the only individual. There is no other individual. No. So individual self is a very valuable word. It's not a bad word for me. Generally in spirituality it's a bad word. Oh, individual self. I don't want to be individual self. Oh, still I'm an individual self. Still there is individual self. Individual self simply means a combination of two. Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya. Yoga means union. Maya means confusion, you can say in a way. Illusion, you can say. A illusion created out of union of two. Of the time bound form and of the timeless being. When they are united into one, a confusion is created, that is the individual self. No? And that's why when the self inquires who I am, it feels I am not this individual self. And when the self lives totally into the body, mind and activity and action, it says, hey, there is no individual self. Where it gone? Because it was never really there as such. It was a result of something, of this union. And as soon as the self start bringing its own, biggest power called awareness, hosh, that confusion is removed.
Ji, when you suggest, or when I surrender to my Lord, then who am I and who is my Lord?
Find out yourself. Find out yourself, no? Because saying things like this may not be really true, or sometime appropriate even. Find out yourself. Devotee does not remain separate from the Lord, yet devotee continues saying, oh my Lord. Why it says, you be that devotee and then find out yourself. Why the devotee still says that, oh my Lord, no? However, there is no division anymore, no?
Just one last comment, Raji. It's so miraculous that within this dream, there is some question, some doubt that arises that, is this really real or am I something else? And even bigger miracle is that some, awakened being comes to guide you back to yourself. It's just, it's like an alarm inside the dream itself that, time to wake up. Yeah, that's
True.
it, right?
It's true. It's true. What you are saying is very true. Your understanding is very good. So dream is not really like just like this, that okay, I was dreaming. No, you were dreaming and you are still dreaming. Those who wake up, they don't get out of the dream of the ultimate dream. No? This ultimate life, this whole life is the dream of Brahma, we say, no? Or thought of Brahma also. Important to understand why it is called thought also. In this whole understanding of dream, just the confusion actually, or the blind spot lies in the experiencer of it. Because thought is not there except when the experiencer of it declares that there is a thought. And it declares only when it says I am the thinker of it. However, in reality, thought and the thinker of it is made of the same material. When self does not touch any of it, then are there thoughts? Are there thinkers? Is there a thinker now? In the same way, if the self does not touch the dream, is there a dreamer? So dreamer is the dream. They are not two things really. That's why if we sit quietly and do nothing, we return to the ultimate truth of who we are. Now there is no dream happening. Now there is no dreamer also. Now there are no thoughts happening, no thinker also. Like this. So it is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajee. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's why self-inquiry is really a very important thing to be understood. It's not like a practice I'm talking about. I'm talking about a process or a need for it. Why we should inquire into who we are. Because without that, we are going to remain limited in the knowledge of who we are, and that will keep us limited in the knowledge of everything also. So it's very good. Thank you. I think Madhvi wanted to talk. You can talk, Madhvi.
Namaste.
Namaste. Ji.
Actually, my question was answered when you were talking to Otis about the thoughts. So I lowered my hand. My question was also, or in fact, it was, also about the thoughts only. I just, like few days back, I was also sitting and I just realized that there are two things that are inevitable, which are with me all the time. One is my breath and one is my thoughts. I cannot live without breath. I mean, I cannot have a no breath day. Otherwise, I am out. But I can definitely have a no thought moment.
No thought moment.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
But it is inevitable. It's like constant. Like, then, this flashback and all comes. Like, I don't remember. Like, there have hardly been any time where I have not had any thoughts. Like, then my observation was that when I see children also, they are smiling, they are also thinking. Like, the moment we are in this life, that relationship with the thought is so deep that it comes with childhood only. So I feel constant that energy is towards the thoughts only.
True, true.
Yeah. So
It's true.
I just wanted to ask you that if there is any way except sleep, like when I'm sleeping, I'm dead asleep. That is the time when I'm not touching my thoughts, like I'm half dead and I am actually resting nicely. But the moment I am awake, it just comes from nowhere. It just comes. And I can see those thoughts now that they are just coming from nowhere. But then they are there. Thoughts are always there, inevitable from this life, I feel. So I just thought, but then you just answered, oh, just that don't touch them.
Don't
But
touch?
don't touch those thoughts, and the thoughts are not there. I mean, right now you were talking to Ojas, and I was like, yes, so true. I don't touch my thoughts, and I already am enjoying that no thought moment, which I
See,
wanted.
it's not like this, Madhvi.
Okay.
Don't touch, did not say don't touch thoughts. I said don't touch thinker. Then thoughts will not affect you. Meaning don't wear the cloth of thinker. Thinker basically is thoughts, the cloth of thoughts, the core thought, and the self wearing that core thought. No, that is core thought is I in this case. That is what is thinker. No? Don't wear the cloth of thought for who you are. Remain as who you are. Then there is no thinker, and thoughts cannot touch you. They remain, but they don't touch you. In our childhood, I heard that scientists have recorded some vibration from the universe which is believed to be the voice of Krishna. No, I heard like this, or some our parents told us, or something like that. Because that vibration once spoken remains. A thought when spoken remains in existence. That vibration remains. No, all the thoughts which have been expressed so far by every one of us, including all the countless beings, are remaining. They remain. They are here. But we have an option to not plug into that realm of consciousness and remain free from it. The way is to not take ourselves to be a I within the realm of thoughts. Then we are free from it. No? We may believe that I am the seer of thoughts and I am free from them. Not really. Not really. They are so sticky and subtle that even the seer of thoughts is part of thoughts. So this is what I am saying. No?
Yes.
There are sayings like this by great beings. No? Man mast hua to kyon bole. No? Kabir says like this. When my heart is full of joy, dancing out of joy, why it would speak, why it would say anything. What it means? It means that the self is so absorbed in its own beauty or in its own joy that it is not coming out of itself, its true nature. Meaning it is not taking any shape or it is not wearing any clothes. Are there thoughts that time? Who cares? Are there thoughts or not? The one who is absorbed in the bliss does not care. The one who cares is not absorbed. No? Do you see what I mean? The path is so simple. Like, am I free from thought right now or not? Who thinks about it? The one who is caught up in it, obviously. The one who is out of it does not need to think about it. The doubt is also present at the same level where thoughts happen. Thoughts happen and the doubt about thoughts happens. All of this is like one thing in one place. Get out of whole of it into the truth of who you are. The real is experienced by the real that we are. No doubts are there. No feeling, oh, I'm going to lose it, I'm going to gain it. No such thing is there. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm not dismissing any state. No. I'm not saying that we should dismiss that, oh, I'm a thinker state, so I should dismiss it. No, let us learn how to use that state well, or how to enjoy, basically. Yeah, do you follow what I'm saying? We are not mostly users of thoughts, we are victim of thoughts, victim of being a thinker. You see what I mean? We are more like a victim of being a thinker, victim of being an experiencer of emotions. We are suffering the experiencing. No? We are not enjoying the experiencing. You see what I mean? Those who are enjoying the experiencing is perfect. There is nothing wrong in that. Just don't get caught up. Keep your cup clean. No? Keep cleaning your. Let's keep cleaning our cup of the body mind. No? Don't let there be a residue of the past chai. No? You see what I mean? Because who is experiencing? I found myself saying that, and I want to say that again, Madhvi. This individual form and individual's consciousness is the cup my Lord is using to taste himself. No. Where is the individual self? Where is anything else other than the Lord? This cup, this whole thing called Rajee is that cup my Lord is using to experience itself. He fills himself into this cup and then tastes. Oh, nice. No? Like this. We all are like this. We all are like this. We all are cups made by the Lord, and He is just trying to taste Himself. Who are you? Find out. And you will know that you are not separate from the Lord. You are not separate from the will of God. You don't have any will of God, will separate from the will of God. Because you are not a separate self. A self has a will. You are not a self separate from the self of God. No? It may not sound nice really to the ego state, but that's ultimately a confused state only. No? That's not a real self there. So this is the thing. Thank you.
Can I ask you one more thing, please?
Yeah.
Actually, a few days back, we were talking about habits. And it's like our habits is, you were telling me that our habits are our way of telling the existence what we want. Change the habit and you get what you want. Something like this you were saying. And that appealed to me so much that it is me who is telling what I want, like through my actions, through my habits. I am indicating some way to existence that this is what I want. And if I change my attitude only, my habit only, then something like this you were saying. Can you please, if it is true?
I cannot say it. I'm not certain about the words concept that we used, but I know the essence of it, so I can share again. No? What is desire that we have? Any desire. The desire is a declaration, like a demand from existence. I want this in my life. No? The more specific the desire, the more specific the response from existence. No? We will get, like, I want a man in my life, so and so, 6 feet tall, brown, dark, and handsome, and everything. For example, if a female says like this, or a man will say a beautiful girl, and so on, money, car. Make it a sports version of the car, like V12 engine and things like this. V8 is okay also. So the more specific we are, the more specific response comes. I heard one kind of joke from Osho that the problem with desiring is not that they are not fulfilled, but it is that they are fulfilled. This is the problem. Like this, the architecture of existence is so open that it can utilize anything in any way, in any state. So it doesn't feel fear of our desires. It responds to them very playfully. That okay, you want this, take this. And Like he further says that, also said that those who are not able to fulfill desires, no, in Hindi he said that जिनकी इच्छाएं पूर्ण नहीं हुई हैं वो रो रहे हैं, और जिनकी पूरी हो गई हैं वो छाती पीट रहे हैं, you know. Like those whose desires are not fulfilled, they are crying, and those whose desires are fulfilled, they are, you know, beating their chest out of disappointment. You know? Because there is no permanent happiness without being in the will of God. But the existence, like any parent, allows a child to go astray, to learn the lesson. Suffering is the lesson being learned, no? Of going astray, no? Going out of the will of God, no? When I say will of God, I'm talking about something really very different than like giving up life or anything. I'm not talking about giving up life at all. I'm saying being present in life now as we are, what we are right now. We don't know what we are really. It's okay. But not having, you know, non-essential understandings in the mind which are not true, not verified, just believing things, no? Because the more we believe, the more we suffer, no? Innocent people don't suffer so easily because their knowledge is limited in a way, and so are their demands from life, no? In one movie there was a grandmother, no, and her granddaughter first, like they were not so rich, he bought her an iPhone, and she said, "Oh, it is 16 GB." She was saying like that. Even grandmother is well informed nowadays. You know? Old movie, no? Oh, it's 16 GB. Why you did not bring 32 GB or something like this? The more knowledge we have, the more demands we have. It's a fickle state. It's not a true state of being where we demand. From where demand comes, from where desire comes. Have we thought about it also? It's very, very rare that when you are enjoying your most favorite ice cream, absorbed in it, then you can open your eyes and desire things. It's going to be very difficult, isn't it? Because you are not available to the mind. And if we, this is the key also, if we can start enjoying this moment as it actually is, if we can start getting absorbed in the being who we are and the being of my Lord manifested in the form of life, we will not have that much, strength to go in the mind and think and desire. No? Because this will be found to be so much more than we can ever desire. So this is, I think, something which I am not sure whether this is the same thing or not. Please say.
I think I got my answer. Yes, because my focus was on habits, but habits come from desire only. Yeah, because this life has become so mechanical that there are some things which just happen with habit. So if I have to change what I want, then I have to change my habit. And if I want to change my habit, then I have to change my desires. That's what I am understanding for myself right now.
Habit, I feel, is like a pattern, internal pattern of how energies are flowing inside us. At the mind level, energies are flowing in such a way that they are producing certain thoughts or attracting certain thoughts also. No, in the heart level, they are flowing in such a way that they are producing certain feelings or attracting certain feelings also, isn't it? So this is what is habit. As a whole, the person state, individual self is nothing but a habit. No? As a whole also. The more it centers itself back to itself by checking who I am or sitting in meditation, the more somehow the mechanical or apparently, the habitual state of energies starts serving the higher purpose. Doesn't matter whether there are habits present in the body mind. Who they serve to is more important really. What they serve to, no, is more important. What is the purpose they are serving? No, you see what I mean? So let's not serve the habit of being ego. That's all. Then we will not, none of our habits will be serving anything bad or wrong in a way. No? Because somebody may do some sadhana or some worship half-heartedly. No, somebody may do their office work like a worship wholeheartedly, isn't it? I have seen beings like around me who do so wholeheartedly anything that it becomes a worship, it becomes a sadhana in itself, isn't it? So thank you, it's very nice. Neeraj, you wrote like a precise prompt given to AI. Must be fit in some context where we were speaking, but I cannot remember right now. Thank you for writing. It was very nice meeting with all of you. Thank you for joining.